posted yesterday that she got her kid or whatever. And she had a bunch of people like, oh, are you selling now? Or like, oh, I'm interested. And I'm like, Brittany, I'm seeing her today, so I'm going to try and convince her.
Absolutely, yeah. Even when you had just mentioned about the little boy that she had asked you about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's incredible because she is then listening and she's being aware and she's being intentional, which those are all things exactly when you're looking for someone to take that next step with, that's exactly what you're looking for because that's coming from their heart and that's where everything originates. So if they're missing that little detail, it's something you can never teach to someone. But if they start out with that, that's an incredible blessing for you. From looking at this last week, what have you been doing that you've seen that's working and that's moving forward?
Connecting with people, trying to talk to people who I might not have talked to before, even just reaching out to people on social media or if I see them at church. I seem to think that's been helping me gain some confidence.
Yes.
As well as, I don't know, just continuing to pray through it and not on my strength. I'm not doing anything by myself, so.
Yeah, and with the end of the month you were saying too, because you said you were concerned that the end of the month was coming, but we actually had run it from 15 to 15, so you have all the way until April 15th.
There you go.
So, yeah, so that works out really well for you for the criteria, because that was something that you had mentioned. So I thought I wanted to tell you about that as well. Did you have any questions, things that have popped up, that you had concerns?
Not more for structure. Like if I'm making somebody an advocate,
yes,
structuring them under myself. But for my mom, she's interested in doing this, but she obviously doesn't want to do any of the work right now. So I would be using her as a sponsor. I would be the enroller and she would be the sponsor.
Exactly. Good job.
Just wanted to make sure I had that clear before we went ahead.
Perfect. Exactly. Because a lot of times when people first start out, they don't realize the opportunity, their potential that lies in all of this. They're like, no, I just want my lemon oil to drink. I don't want to do anything with the business because it's the unknown. Yeah, exactly. And so just being able to have that openness to allow you to do that with her team below her, that'll make it a lot easier for you. And then little by little, she'll watch you and you can share and be able to slowly introduce her and bring her along. So that'll be, I think, really great if she'll do that. Yeah.
And you can even, what we tried a little bit to do was to help, if she's not comfortable in teaching a class, she can do other things for you, try to help you out, do samples with you.
Yeah.
There's other things that she can do to help you build under her.
Watch the kids while you are teaching a class. Or, there's so many different things. Going to the post office to send samples out for you. Trying to think what else. Helping maybe with dinner. Hey, Mom, I have a class 3 nights this week. Do you mind covering? I'll buy all the food. Because there's Joy going on behind me. There's so many different ways to look at support and realizing how in reality we truly are such a supported and loved being. Then it's just how you spin it and how you turn it. So if she's willing to do that,
right.
How to clean your saying her.
And right now that's the way that it's set up is that if you're still the enroller of the people under her, then you get the fast start bonuses for the first 60 days, and then she still gets all the unilevel.
That long term.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
And then at any certain point in time, let's say she needs to then all of a sudden become a premier to help you become gold or whatever in the future, you can always change her enrollership. Some key people under her that you still hold their enrollership, but they're under her. You can change that so that she becomes the enroller,
right?
In order to help you get to the next level.
Sure, that makes sense.
Did you have any questions before we just stepped into sharing whatever we're going to share?
No.
If something pops up, then holler. I'll try to stop. I'm sorry. I realize I keep touching my hair, but it's because it keeps doing this.
I do that still too. I'm like, oh.
I never used to be one of those people. I'm like, I can't see. It's an Lord. Going blind.
The beaver flip.
Yeah.
I did. Went after on the way in because it was raining all day yesterday. So I went like that. I was like, oh, I am one of those girls now.
Officially.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm going to share a few thoughts that I had. This is actually from Leadership Retreat. So there's some really good golden nuggets in here. And hopefully a couple will be an inspiration to you. Before I do that, last week we had talked about 3 different aspects. So physical exercise, what are you reading in a book, and spiritually, I think, was the other. So what are the 3 ways? How have you seen in even the last 7 days your own personal growth?
Just making an effort to make sure that you're getting those things in. That goes a long way, and to just like positively reinforcing that
Yes,
you're growing, even if it's not like by leaps and bounds, little by little every day.
Yes,
there's some change, so that's good.
Because if you look back and see, that to me is more of a revelation, when the hindsight versus, okay, I feel like that tree that was 10 feet, that's only 9 feet. Like, I haven't gone that far, but you look back, you're like, oh, I seem to have come much further than I realized. So the positive affirmation, you're absolutely right with that. Okay, so right off the bat, goal setting. So they say you are 10 to 100 times more likely to meet a goal if you write it down, and 40% more likely to actually attempt it simply by the act of writing it down. So make sure you figure out for your own self your goal setting. So right off the bat, they recommended, like, for 2017, what do you want your rank to be? What do you want your income, your OV, your enrollment? What would you like to experience on the way? So it's not just about the end goal, but what do you want to do maybe with the family, with the girls? What do you want to do with some of your, with Brittany, like be able to take her to like the wellness summit coming up, something like that, or convention in September, like little things like that. What do you want to do along the way? Who will you be 1 year from now? So thinking through that, making it really accurate, very real. Who will you be as a person? And what will your world be like? Will you still be with those same 5 people? Because remember, we're the average of the top 5 people we spend time with in what we eat, what we talk about, what we think, etc. So if that is an encouraging environment, atmosphere where you are, hold on to them. If you see that there could be a need for growth somewhere else, because you always want to, and that's something that we're working on too, is trying to find someone that you admire who's ahead of you, so that they can help encourage, okay, now what are you doing? How have you gotten to this place? What have you seen that's worked? And so trying to always be thinking through that in what you admire about that person, and then in the reflection of it. And then plan the action steps to get there. Because what is your growth plan? Well, it's just going to happen. Actually, you'll be in the same spot if you don't actually plan it out, which you know, walking through Pre-Elite, how far you've come because you planned it out every week with your time blocking, with checking everything off. And then all of that is going to lead to figuring out what your deep why is. So when things get exhausting and frustrating and tiring, you have to be able to have a why that's deep enough to keep going. Okay, so a few different notes on that. There's one word that's going to make a difference, and that's trust. Because people have to be able to, as a person, to trust you to make an impact in your life. You have to show them that you're not just trying to make a buck off of them. You literally do want to make their lives bigger. They need to know that there's so much more of an impact that you want to make in their lives than, here, use this for your belly. There's such a greater, vast world. And so knowing that people can trust you and having that relationship and reliability, and converting that into servant leadership. So constantly, I think I have it written down somewhere else, but hold on, I forgot this. For goals, write them down. But she had compared it, the lady who shared this, compared it to the goals. She always had a picture of Monsters, Inc., Sully, the big blue guy. She calls it a BHAG. So it's your big, hairy, audacious goal that you write this down. So you have your regular goals, but then you have a BHAG goal or a Sully goal, and then give it a time limit. Because when we give our brains time limits, it makes them like start popping with ideas. And then looking for that progress and tracking that progress and keeping an eye on it, seeing where you're weak, maybe where you need to step up and to strengthen those areas. So for myself, follow up, I know is not my favorite thing to do. That's something that I'm weak in, I need to work on. Strength, I have no problem getting up and talking to a large group of people. So maybe I can reach out to someone on my team or a friend who wants to learn how to do that more. And I can say, okay, have you tried this or have you thought of that? And just being able to share and collaborate. Lead with a vision, because again, people are inspired by what they see shining from you. And then, is there anything else in that? I think that was all from that page. Yes, okay. Servant leadership, what I was talking about before. Stop thinking about volume and keep focusing on serving and leading. Because we get so focused, like especially with Sprint to Silver, which I know it's hard when you have goals. There's nothing wrong with having a goal, but when you're in that moment, focus on really listening and really reaching their heart where they are, because they're going to totally feel that. If you're just sitting and counting the minutes, they're going to know that. So trying to really connect and think, how can I love this person and serve them the absolute best that I can? Be here, wherever you are, be all there in that moment. Start loving, start giving, and start serving. Because when they see coming from your heart, then they're going to respond so much better. This is, I thought, a really good idea for a class, which you are amazing at with your opening and your continuing and educating. But when they'd share this, I'm like, oh, I want to start implementing that. So my intent today, this is at the beginning of the class, my intent today is to remind you that there is no one else in the universe who knows your body as well as you do. Again, reminding them that it is their own. They don't have to believe someone else knows better. Your body's natural state, so how we were created and designed, is to be whole and to be well. You were created to be whole and well. And if that's not happening right now, guess what? Now is the time. And so are you ready to change your life with me? Are you ready to learn how to do that? To get oily, to serve them, and to love them. This is, a lot of times our people are afraid of sharing, and they're afraid of being that neighborhood friendly oil dealer. But be that person, because then when, like you had said, for your church, was it a gentleman? I don't remember who brought up that little.
Oh, it was one of the office staffs. I had the little keychain that went missing. Somebody
her little doTERRA keychain. Mm-hmm. She had misplaced it. And they came up to her, they're like, you're the oil lady, right? And that's perfect. That's exactly, because people know who to come to when they don't have the answer from the doctor, when their naturopath says, I'm sorry, we've tried everything, I don't know what to do. So then they know that there's another option. So be that neighborhood-friendly oily dealer. And say to people, this is something we shy away from, I sell oils. This is what one of the ladies, a Blue Diamond from BC, from Victoria, BC. She says, I tell people I sell oils, but I use or deal hope as my currency. And then they're like, oh, what does that mean? And then you can explain how much more that's breaking down into. Is there anything else that you're... Oh, and then finishing the class. So remember how I had said starting with, as far as you know your body well, you're the best. So then finishing, and then anytime you're meeting with maybe Brittany or anything like that, is that I have complete confidence and know that you are destined to change lives or to change your life simply because you are here. Because if they weren't interested, then they wouldn't have even shown up in that. So, do you have any questions on that with what we had shared or ideas?
Nope, just writing it down.
Okay, fabulous. I would love for you this week, a couple things to do. Have you ever heard of the personality test? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I would love for you to do, there's a few different ones. I had a friend telling me it's called like the E, it's like 4 letters. Anyway.
Yeah, I did that not too long ago. I'll have to pull it up. I can't remember.
Okay, all right. I know there's another one. I can't remember the name of it. I thought I'd written it down, but I'm not seeing it right now.
It's on my Facebook page. Okay. In the last month or so, I did it.
Perfect. So then just making sure that you know where you are, what your strengths and weaknesses are. And then the second thing was, have you ever heard of a text blitz? Okay, so this is something that I would love for you to implement for this week. Right. What it is you literally just grab your phone and you start scrolling through your contacts and sending everyone texts. And you can Google it, doTERRA Text Blitz. I can give you some ideas on what to say, like little scripts or whatever. But the basic concept is either you can go in with 2 ideas of, so you text 100 people, and to get as many no's out of that as you can, to see how many people either don't respond or like, no, I'm too busy, won't be able to hold a class or meet for coffee or however you want to word it with that. So you can go into that concept, or you can go with, okay, I'm going to do this until I have 10 classes booked. And then trying to, whichever feels the best for your soul, and then going from there. And it's a really quick, really fast and easy way because, and then you can even people, oh, what are essential oils? And then you can send them a little info blurb, etc. So that's a super, when you're trying to build volume and growth, it's a really fast, easy way to do it. And to fill up your calendar for the whole month too. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I can send you, if you can't find any, let me know and I can send you on that.
You can even say something like, hey, I have a goal of having this many classes this month, or I have a goal of doing a thing with some of my teammates. I'm doing Sprint to Silver, and so, or something.
Like I'm in a contest or competition or something like that. Because people like to support too, again, as friends.
One thing that I have is, and this is for, we've already kind of talked about it, is just getting somebody on your line to be able to build under them. I was just looking at our team, and there's a few people like that. And actually, the ones that are in Sprint to Silver, there's 3 of them that kind of have the same as you. And so in order for us, for the
same
you,
what?
The same where it's like
structure?
You have a line and you have a lot of just wholesale customers, and to be able to build under them. And so, so if we can at least get one, which I know that we've been talking about, to sign over, then we can start building under that person, and that will start getting your depth in your team and things like that, and it gets exciting there. And then also with that, we're really like, we would love to start helping and putting people under you too, from classes that we're doing, that we get on our own, to help build you, to help not just you're the only one and you're like, oh, I've done all this work myself. It's always nice to have, oh, wait a minute, there's 3 more people that are on my team that I never put there. And so, yes. And what someone told us a long time ago is you go where the action is. So somebody is building, someone's interested, someone wants to be a builder, then we need to focus. So us as
the baby's not hearing that.
leaders, like we need to focus on people like you that are wanting to sprint to silver or wanting to build, and just help you guys out as much as we can. And so we're just really looking forward to that. And just let us know if there's any questions on, even offline, on like how to structure stuff or how to do things. But you seem like you have a really good grasp.
Personal research.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly,
no,
which
has.
is amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was talking to my husband. He's like, listen, lady, if you get up to platinum, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to do this with you. And I was like,
Love it. Amazing. Challenge accepted.
Yes. And the fact that you have a supportive husband is
Yeah.
amazing. That and it'll probably come before platinum, but
yeah.
yeah.
But yes, having him around has made such a difference, because then I don't have to think. I can focus on that serving and that loving and leading so much more, because then you don't have those numbers in the back of your head, because they're more so, unless that's your gift. And Mike totally wants to be doing the sharing and loving and leading, then let him run with that. But just wanted to end the call. I know you have a full day ahead of you, and I can't wait till Friday. I'm very excited about that. Did you see I had put up the address? It's at PCS. Yeah. So it's at the girls' school. We were able to rent out the whole school for that. So depending, we can have like 1,000 people show up. So we're covered either way. But with that being said, just closing out the call with remembering what is truly important, and it is meeting people where they are, listening, and loving. And if we're missing out on all of those, then no matter how hard we work, then we're not going to receive that blessing. So working like it all depends on us and praying like it all depends on God, and we are good to go.
Cool.
Any other questions before we let you go?
No, that's it.
Okay. Thank you for your time, babe. Thanks
Yes.
for jumping on. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll see you Friday.
I'm excited.
See you, babe.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you Friday. Okay, see you Friday. No, see you Friday.
The girls will be there with me, so you can play
Oh,
with them.
awesome.
Woo! Say bye.
That'd be great.
Good job. See you, babe.
Yeah.